Nah, if this light goes out, I gotta back up. I just thought I had a full charge on this thing. I see this green light and what is that? I don't know, but it ties in nice. I wonder if it's a new router. Or they don't have routers. What do they call them? Slams? But they probably don't have slams either, because that was 20 years ago when I was talking to the guy and he was calling it that. That was a weird moment. I was taking a class, which I guess was it, I forget which high math class it was. But we went in there and got tutoring, and they were like, I can't really help you with this. And it was me and three other black guys at the sitting around the table at the math tutoring lab. And the guy said, man, he says, I see 4 brothers here taking a high level math. He said, it does my heart proud. And we looked at each other and we're like, huh, I guess he's right. Make no mistake, I was in a class with black men. One guy, he brought his son to the class so his son could see what it was like in the university level. And he said, yeah, my son looked at it and he said, man, the dude just got started. He just came in and started talking. And I said, yeah, they don't wait for you to get ready. That might have been linear algebra. Yeah, I think that was linear algebra class. Is that a bone? No, it's just wood. It was me, the guy that worked. He was an engineer he was a, I want to say a line technician or a manager of the line technicians for AT&T. Who was the 4th guy? I can't really think back. We were all in that class. We were all supporting each other. And we were all on a mission. Guess it kind of felt like a Tuskegee Airman kind of moment. Were we competing with each other? No, there was one guy, he got it. He just straight up got it. Maybe it was differential equations. you think? Today it's me. Tomorrow will I be reading about somebody getting chewed up by this guy who has these dogs that are too big for this fence. And logic always goes, well, they never bit anybody before. It's like, it's because they don't really get exposed to a lot of people. My dog doesn't bite. And I was like, yeah, you're partly right. Your dog doesn't bite you. And even that, I think, is a lie. I think there are times when the dog gets mad about something, bites the owner. And the owner tries to put it out of his mind and say, I'm not seeking revenge, but I guess what bugs me is the people that seem like they should they're the least likely person, not least likely, but they're the least qualified person to have a dog. Those are the people that have dogs. And the same goes with kids. And both those things require a sense of responsibility and free time. The vampires. technically I could leave cigarettes alone because that would be organic, right? They have cotton wads, and of course the paper's treated. So few people smoke now that it's not like what it would have probably been in the past, where there's just hundreds of cigarette butts on the ground because everybody and their brother was smoking. The lights. The people that leave the lights off, can they actually see, or are they just like in an altered mental state where they just don't realize they don't have them turned on? Or I had one time where I was driving and it turned out my alternator was going out, and so I'd start out at one spot with plenty of light, and then I go to another spot, and by the time I got home the battery had drained. When it comes to glass, I just gonna try sweeping it up. Halfway expecting some guy to come jogging by, looking at me indignant. Is it indignant or indignantly? Anyway, he's not happy about the fact that he has to change his pace or alter his course. Sign that nobody lives here, because I think that was here last week. Maybe they just don't get out. Maybe. Maybe. Yeah, I know, it's kind of a peasant's way of wiping your nose. You know, this is a peasant activity. I always wonder how much time these little nitpicky scads of trash add. Start saying patterns. Pretty sure that garbage can, well, I guess what I'm trying to say is there's no way that they would be in the same spot at the same time. Nobody's that OCD. I don't believe it's moved. I didn't expect 5 people to be running for city council, and one of them on the application, it simply says occupation photographer. Let's think about something I read earlier in the Google News feed that I get in. They were talking about how the death of local journalism has kind of led to poor city governments. I got 5 people whose names are on the blank, and I have no idea. I know nothing about these 5 people. So what I guess I'll have to do on my own is dig up their names and try to pour through a lot of data. The journalists have a head start because they're supposed to know about all these different types of tempted to just leave all this stuff here, but no. They have press credentials, they have databases they can go into, and not only that, but they probably, like, every once in a while you got an old guy that was trained by the older generations, and so he tells you how it was. Just leave it in there. He tells you how it was, and you have to do the good old-fashioned legwork. Phone calls, walk down to the place where the people are, talk to them. In the age of everything trying to be on the internet, legwork gets to be a lost art. Pouring through city records, microfilm, interviewing associates. We still have to do legwork today because, I say we, but I mean like anybody who's done any kind of investigation has to do legwork today because not everything, like I said, the internet is not as pervasive as we're led to believe. My own neighborhood, there are people who, like, yeah, they got a cell phone, but they don't really know how to do much more on it than get emails and maybe some social media. Journalists can do this because that's their whole job. You have 8 hours to spend on a couple of stories. Me, I got a couple. If I can't find that stuff on the internet, I guess I just won't know who that person is and won't vote for them. For all I know, the photographer is probably the godsend that this city's needed. And the weird thing was, I think it was Candy's Dirt and WFAA. They were like, the candidates, here are the 5 candidates. But all it showed you was their forms with redacted data, of course. And I was like, that just tells me that they're people. That doesn't tell me what their positions are, what they plan to do. What happened to the old days where there was the questionnaire that they had to fill out? Here are my positions on XYZ. Since it's at the city council level, there probably won't be any kind of televised debates. Even though you can totally do something like that, post it up on YouTube. They did that for court cases. I would watch a lot of court cases online during the pandemic, mostly because of the squatter we had in the neighborhood. This is my fault. Small advances, none miraculous. Every time I see something like that, I stay humble. It's not going to wind up at somebody's byline. It's not going to change. It's going to only very, very slightly change the world. But it just feels cool because it feels like I'm doing something. It feels like something is changing for the better. And that's the addictive nature of what I'm doing. When you look over and you see something that was broken for a long period of time get fixed. Is this journalism? When I was in even in elementary school, they were trying to teach us how to read news stories, and it's like you basically need to know the five W's and the 5 W's and 1 H. Who, what, where, when, why. Yeah, who, what, where, when, why, and sometimes how. It's weird how they say that, sometimes how. Because one of those was why. And why is a tricky one. Why is applying reason to something that happened. It's the metaphysical one. It's the one that requires human intervention. I just don't understand. They said this is fixed. Can I move this with my hand? Kinda. You see, I'm seeing how it's all bent. This chunk of concrete, will it move? I see why they closed it. It would require some work to make it look better, but I guess functionally, somebody slams into that. No, somebody slams into that, they're going, well, yeah, they're gonna hit that pole, but whatever. I think I'm going to create another ticket. But sometimes they'll put a note in there, they'll say, oh yeah, we saw what the issue was and we're scheduling that for fix, and they put a date down. This didn't say that. This just said, went out there, saw there was a problem, fixed it. That's not fixed. And that seems to be the problem I have with public works, is that I'll put something in and it is hit or miss if they'll take care of it. Maybe they're understaffed. I'd like to think that's what it is. They're understaffed. They have more important things to do. But most of me just says, no, this is just laziness. Because they could have put that in the notes. We don't have the budget to address this. We don't have blah, blah, blah. That's what Parks does. Parks comes up with excuses. But at least they tell you something. When they do this with the city, I don't feel bad when I make Encore do things. They tell me something's fixed and I just put another ticket in. This ain't fixed. Why do I give Encore a hard time but not the city? Why do I have a hard time being the whole bitch with the city of Dallas? Things are constantly coming off. This thing must be really good because I've never seen, usually like there's some backwash in there. I ain't never seen backwash and a lime Rita. People are draining those things. Now maybe they're pouring it into something else, but I seriously doubt that. Is that a glue stick? I hope it doesn't try to dial the last number. Oh, somebody's out there. Huh. Just happened to stop here. It wasn't like I heard that kid. You calling it? No, my thing is, I'm really pissed off. Guacamole. It's a waste of good guac, man. especially when avocados are about to get real expensive. What time is it? $7:55 at 1955. Get out there shooting baskets in the dark. Oh, that's new. Like I could put a ticket in to fix this, get this fixed. I don't care about it. Probably should care though. I'm like, ah, fuck the cars in their street. But yeah, maybe. Makes it easier for them to hop the curb and hit the fence. Alright. Well, then we will take pictures. Damaged curb. Damaged curb. Damaged curb. This thing is all fucked up. Damaged curb. Damaged curb all the way down. And we even have, they were nice enough to give us an address. 3400 Walnut Hill Lane. And there you go. Alright, cool. Nothing better to do. I think this is the kind of stuff that Alex talks about. He screams, "You missed this, you missed that." And I was like, I'm not that nitpicky. I just want lights and a sidewalk. I don't think about the street thing until one day it becomes a Cascade issue. All these curves are crumbly. I can assume they did an assessment and they put an item in the budget for this. Okay, cool. I think that's the parent of the kid. Now, when I was growing up, you could be a kid out there just playing basketball by yourself. You know, you had to be home by dark. There was none of this. You had to be home by dark. Some guys, yeah, they stayed out and like Marcus was staying at the rec center until they kicked him out. The only thing I was a regular at was eating Hostess fruit pies and playing video games. Okay. So, this is a chance for me to test out a theory. And I just saw graffiti on the pole too. I'm just not. Yes, I can report this. not nitpicky like that. So the way I understand it, it's supposed to be 36 inches. I mean, that just barely, okay, that's enough clearance. So that's enough clearance with an inch to spare. But there is graffiti on the pole. Get out of this guy's way. Seen that guy at a couple of places. He was going down Larga, no shoes on. Headed. Now you know what 36 inches looks like. Yeah, it's not as wide as my shoulders. This has easily got enough clearance. Days I'm going to remember what the name of the song. I just noticed the Rippingtons. I know it comes off the Kilimanjaro album. I know I like it, but I can never remember the name of it is. of those things when I'm looking through the replays, like, why were you so obsessive about that? The answer is I don't know. It just caught my attention on that day and I decided to clean it up. Maybe it's been there a while. Part of me also thinks that, you know, the city has guys that'll clean that up. Part of me is like, I don't think it's Ocean Song. I know it's not Katrina's Dance. Way to handle that? Yeah. Park it here, walk back there. All of this is hazardous sidewalk. That's easily an inch. You see, you're so happy to have any sidewalk that you're willing to overlook that a lot of it is dangerous. Didn't know that had milk in it and splattered all over the, hopefully they just stayed on the inside of the bag. hopefully I can call in that storm drain. How bad is that? Not bad on this side. That's acceptable. It's like a quarter of an inch, maybe half an inch. Not 3/4, which I had no idea it was that. I guess that makes sense. Should I take this with me? I might need this. Yeah. How sturdy is this? It's a good whipping switch. Actually, it's a bit extreme for that. Nope. It's pretty green too. I mean, pretty dead too. Doing this the hard way. Always there? Whew. It's 36. This is barely, well, let's see. I think it's 36. Nope. What? Nope. See, this is what I'm talking about. The horns of a dilemma. That's blocking the path. They have to move this. Park in Bogata, huh? All right, make a note of it. That's 1 inch. Pretty sure of that. I gotta redo that. So this is the stuff they must have been telling me about. Another, and that's where the storm drain is. That's not a storm drain, that's a main, right? It's just that's a water meter. Responsibility of the homeowner. Like I said, that's already a non-starter. I can see why nobody wants to address it. You be here all day. I'm just picking up trash and it takes me I'm just looking at all this and it's like, oh man. And I already know that's got to be in the budget. They look at all of this and they say, yeah, this whole area needs it. Hazardous sidewalk. Oh man. It's bad, huh? I mean, I always wondered, I was like, well, this has to be okay, right? I'm rolling my cart on here. I was like, no, it's not okay. fixing it over here? I suspect that there are guys who park on this. That right there, that's all that sand and dirt and everything accumulating over there. That's not supposed to be like that. I'm just like any other vehicle, yield the right of way to me, but no, they get mad about that. This yeah, they need to redo this whole thing. It's hazardous sidewalk. Oh man, broken curb. Hazardous sidewalk. Apartment complexes are supposed to maintain these sidewalks. So you thought you were done? Yeah, thought I was done. And nobody just came out with this. A lot of these regulations, they didn't just pull out of their ass. You see me rolling this cart here, and I struggle on some sections. Imagine how that feels for somebody in a wheelchair or in a rascal. I can kind of slow down and steady myself. Anyway, it's a rut. Tough for a wheel to get over. So I looked at this and I thought, maybe that's legal. It's like, no, this is hazardous sidewalk. Hidalgo. Yeah, that's not the storm drain's problem. That's the sidewalk around the storm drain deteriorated. Hazardous, but 36 inches. That's like 24 and a half, but yeah. Yeah, I never noticed that bus stop before. So I'm usually just looking down, picking up trash. You can see, I couldn't figure out where the stones come from. It's from all the broken curbs. But yeah, not going to put tickets in because I think this was all part of that budget assessment. And I'm pretty sure that they said this was considered like a critical, they needed to do something about this. I think this is already in the budget. So what do you need? I think I need a shovel. It's a little bit of shovel. Like, in fact, I got one. I got a military shovel. Give it a shot. Shouldn't take that long, right? I got the time now. This has been bugging me for months. It's an accumulation of all the broken glass. Probably need a more heavy-duty brush. Sure you can get by. Well, that's gonna be mighty heavy. This is gonna be fun. Picking that up. I mean, in my prime, I could power clean 185, so 205, right? We barely did 205. That was not fun. I never want to do that again. I guess what I'm saying is, I don't think the bag will ever get to be that heavy. Aretha Franklin singing the Simon and Garfunkel was covering the bridge over trouble with water. Close enough for government work. That was bugging me for a long time. All right. I'll just have to make a day of it one of these eternities. And just come down here with a shovel and just... The broom seems to be getting it pretty good. I know all too well what this song is. This is Tequila Mockingbird. Figures this to be playing on my dad's. Anyway. Dad used to love this song. Nice thing about how they cut all of this when they really what shit should have been done. That's concrete. Okay. What gets lost in all of this is the curb held up. The patch held. This is not where they, well, no, they smacked it here. I wonder if that contributed to the damage. It shows no signs of it. I think this is gonna stay like this. Man. You can even see a sine wave. I say a sine wave, but I mean a wave, just a wave. Oh, wait a minute. That's an inch. This right here is what I'm talking about. Hazardous sidewalk. Who are we honoring? So let's see who the new additions were. Oh. That's religious text. No, I guess already brought it up. Hazardous sidewalk. Part of that hazardous sidewalk. Whoa. heavy, and then I'm trying to get around this treacherous little part. It's like, hey, maybe I can just walk in the street. No, you can't. All these fuckers are out here driving, so no, that's not happening. So then you're sitting there trying to navigate that obstacle course. Had a kid, looked like it. Out at 9 o'clock at night. It's almost 9, right? 2,100 hours. Anyway, the request would be ADA ramps all through here. Some guys sit there and tell me, you know, those things are like $10,000 a piece. So what you're saying is these people aren't worth it. $10,000, but it saves you $100,000 in accidents and injuries and everything else. Oh, it looks like they're going to demo this. Wow. Couldn't figure out why homeboy wasn't sitting there anymore. It's because they're tearing the fucker down. Well, that's gonna be fun. So that means the sidewalk's gonna become a casualty. Alright, let me... I mean, I can't get any pictures of anything good because everybody and their brother keeps coming by, but yeah. Maybe they're resurfacing it. That's a metal roof. Kind of makes me wonder when they put all of this in. See, I thought this was just a hazardous. I was like, oh yeah, that is hazardous. Anyway. Maybe they got a grant. Call that in. Yeah, that needs to be called in. Oh man. Is there a thing on it? Oh, it's already, okay. That paint. No, buddy. Let me get it. Okay. Maybe I make people nervous. I never thought I'd run into a problem where there's too many people walking on the sidewalk. I'll take it. I love having that complaint. Just wish they had better sidewalk to walk on. Person drop a perfectly good Garmin on the sidewall like that. I mean, that's a good long sleeve. How's it going? Antenna. I thought that was part of the song. I was like, boy, there's these weird bird noises in the song. I was like, no, that's in crackles. So I got the whole album of something here. 30. See, that's the Strode. Well, like I said, the design is I'm coming down into the street and I feel nervous. They're technically supposed to wait for me, but they're like, hey, you're in our territory now, hurry it up. That's something to think about. In other words, that's a residential area. There's a bunch of apartments over there and houses. So the Dutch design, when that guy was making that left turn, they had to make that left turn up into the sidewalk. The sidewalk would be continuous. And it tells them to slow down. There's pedestrians here and you're entering a residential area. This is a problem again. Oh, of course you're coming this way. time I've tried to highlight something, I got people who have to use the sidewalk. You can tell I'm not a New Yorker. I wouldn't be getting away with this kind of stuff there. Not only that, but people kind of accept the filth as part of the ambiance of the city. Let me see if I can stand here for a second. When you kind of look over and it's actually a clear sky, you can see downtown Dallas. Well, I can see downtown Dallas. I don't know what my camera sees. But there's a silhouette of those buildings whose names I don't even bother to learn. I'm sure somebody who I'll never meet, but who's rich and influential, has their name plastered all across it. But this is what it feels like to be in Northwest Dallas. You can clearly see downtown. You're about 10 minutes away from it if there was no traffic. Not 10, maybe 15 or 30. There's the guy there, right? I guess I picked up somebody's album by accident. If I'm gonna get a hit, that's gonna be the headline. Guy hit while picking up trash on street. I mean, we'll see that there was somebody doing something that was kind of civic minded. They'll see, well, what the fuck was he doing in the street? There was something there. I mean, recent. Inches. You know what they're doing. I mean, they cheated a little, but yeah. What do I do with this knowledge? What will it change? In this era where we now, for the next 4 years, will lack a real government, who do I complain to? That is barely making it. What they're saying is that curb is part of the 36. Let me test that theory out. This is a really cheap tape measure, by the way. I should have. Here's the ground. That's 36. Exactly. Wow. I mean, all right. Doesn't seem like a lot, does it? Believe it or not, not, this pole is legal. Looks like according to US standards, looks like, yeah. That mess right there. I don't know if the street melted or they were pouring it and it turned out like that. That's just bizarre. Looks like something out of a Salvador Dali painting. Surrealist urban design. But instead of absence of memory, it's absence of coherent road planning. They see that's the perfect illustration right there. Just tripped right over that. It's like half an inch. Stumbled right over it. This is somebody with, you know, supposedly 2 good legs. This is not. You like this one right here? Put it down. Oh, okay. Yeah, I got the cheapest tape measure I could get. Actually, I just wanted a portable one. Once again, they barely make it. They count this curve, this drain thing as 36. Not something to think about. That's probably not 36, but that curb is not. What do you think? Again, they count. No, it's not. Walk around with a yardstick. Like this one's easily 30. Oh. Thank you. Thank you, cart. It's like you know what I wanted. I know the encampment's still there. this here. I don't think anybody's gonna take it. What's up with that dude? I don't know, I guess he thought I was gonna rob him or something. Okay. I guess that's the... It's just... There's a lot of fucking morons out here tonight. $21.17. Alright, actually it's 21. The motion light? That's what I tripped over. It's 21.10. Gonna start saying it like that. Looks like I gave somebody a bad idea for a bad habit, which means that it's just a matter of time before they stop me from doing what I'm doing over there. It's fair. I didn't think that some pendejo was going to come over here and dump his own trash over there. I was dumping that stuff because it was coming from this shopping center. Mostly their customers were bringing their trash and dumping it all over the city. So I figure it was fair trade. I was wondering why he was just looking all nervous. Maybe he's a fellow trash picker. I hope, but I doubt it. He's the guy's been cleaning up his part of the city, and he comes over here and... I doubt very seriously that's what's going on. So I guess I'll just take this with me from now on. Dump it in my can at home, or... It's the same guy. No, he's just an asshole. Anybody who drives like that through an area where people were walking. you realize it. This is a neglected hole. You notice the only area that seems like it's halfway being decent taken care of are the commercial areas. Yeah, he's not supposed to be parked there because it looks confusing. It looks like it's supposed to be 18 feet. He's got his lights on, making it look like at any moment he's gonna, like, in other words, he's standing and not parking, but he still can't do either. It's a sign there's no enforcement. When they were putting this sidewalk together, holes on the inside. No ambiguity of clearance. Is that 36 inches? Well, I don't know. It's close. It's close. Bring an extra bag. Should have. I wasn't really thinking about this day. I didn't even know if I was gonna do my, like I said, I'm on vacation, so I didn't know if I was gonna do my garbage pickup. Yeah, the people in this neighborhood are not stakeholders. They live here, but it's a tenuous residency. I mean, I look at all of this and I go through all of this every week and I keep wondering to myself, I want to leave. Go somewhere else. But that's not really solving the problem. That's just leaving the problem behind. And other people look at you and they shake their head and they say, what a great thing you're doing. But underneath it all, I get the feeling they're saying to themselves, this is pointless. And I was like, yeah, sometimes it feels that way. I looked at the last election results and they were talking about Navarre won by 800 votes. He got 892 votes. There are probably, there were maybe 3 candidates on the ballot. Turnout was something along the lines of like 1,200 people. And there is easily about 10,000 people that live here. Well, you'll say to yourself, somebody will gripe in talking about, what about, well, you don't count the illegals. I was like, the people of dubious legal status here, residency status, probably make up less than 10% as well. There might be 1,000, maybe 2,000. The rest are people that I don't want to say, well, they have legal standing to be here. 8,000 people. So let's cut out the felons and anybody with like a history that lost their voting rights. Again, maybe another 1,000. So even when 30% of the people are ineligible, that leaves 7,000 people. Where is this 7,000 to 14,000 people? This time around, when the thing happens, I don't know what the turnout's going to be like. It'll be pretty light, I'm guessing.